Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Twist Gaming. We are here coming to you live from Origins 2018 in Columbus, Ohio, and I am here with our honorary Twister. I mean, you've been on the stream once, twice.
Just like a half a time.
Oh, man. We really got to, hopefully this will be your
No,
first
honestly,
full time.
this is 1 year since we did our selfie with Arnold outside.
You know, it came up on my Facebook wall.
Me too.
So
it was amazing. Yeah. So the Arnold statue outside.
Yes.
It's like that way. And we stopped the entire stream so we could go outside, and Josh was thrilled with us.
Nobody cares.
And it was an amazing picture.
It
You,
really
me,
was.
and young bronzed Arnold
Schwarzenegger.
It was lovely. It was
I mean,
delightful.
I feel like everybody should have a picture like that.
Honestly.
Our studio setup is a lot better than it was that year.
Yeah, we've gotten all. Look how far you've come.
I'm like growing up. So we have had a ton of the Greenbrier games on our stream because the Greenbrier games are fantastic.
Thank
awesome.
you. Yeah.
I have to get rid of the word fantastic. It can't be my adjective anymore. I now have to switch it to amazing.
They're entertaining.
Yeah.
They're crowd pleasers.
Yeah.
You like playing them, which I appreciate.
Yeah. I mean, I think that you guys do a fantastic job. I really had fun with the bear game last week, 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, Barbarian Battlegrounds.
Yes.
Yep. So I didn't bring it this time because I figured, you've played it.
However,
Yeah.
you did bring a game that I haven't seen yet.
Right. So this is actually one that we've had for a while, but it's new to you.
It is new to me.
Which means it might be new to some people out there. So we're gonna talk about Overseers.
Okay.
So Overseers is, and we're gonna talk about it in the abstract because it's actually you need at least 3 people to play.
Okay.
Typically,
Okay.
but we're going to just walk through it. So Overseers are individuals or almost godlike creatures who are so jaded with life that this is the game that they play with people's feelings and emotions for their own personal amusement. That's the theming behind it.
Okay.
The game itself is like a modified poker.
Okay.
So you have 6 different cards as opposed to a full deck of cards. And they do a couple different things. So things like benevolence and lust and anger are just worth points.
Okay.
6, 3, 4. So if you have those in your hand, you just get those points. As opposed to something like hope, or I'm turning them upside down or right side up. Am I doing this right?
This is the right way?
Yep.
But
That's what I
let's
thought.
move it here.
Perfect.
So that the line.
And courage, which are you need sets of. So just 1 hope is not enough hope.
Okay.
It's worth nothing.
All right.
But 2 hope is 6, 3 hope is 21. So it
Not that
ramps
one.
up.
And then this one is courage.
Yep, there you go. Ooh, that's much better. So again, 1 of a kind is only worth 2, 2 of a kind is 10, 3 of a kind is 18. So what you do is you would get a hand of 6, and then you draft by, so if we were playing, we would have 6 in our hand.
Okay.
We would take 1, pass until we're up to 5, discard the last.
Only ever those 6 cards repeated in the deck, or are there
Correct.
additional ones? Okay.
And depending on, here, we'll put this here.
Yeah. The green, obviously, again.
Right. Tells you, so if a 3 to 4 player game, you know the number of cards. So you are counting cards a little bit. In fact, it's the purpose of it is to count cards.
Does each player get one of these cards?
Yes.
Okay.
So this side gives you the how many cards are in the deck depending on how many people are playing.
Okay.
The other side is, in effect, almost the entirety of the rule book, showing you step by step what to do.
Okay.
So it's pretty handy dandy. So what you're doing is you draft to 5 cards.
Okay.
I'm going to take this way. Once you have your 5 cards, you place them where you have 3 face up and 2 face down.
Okay.
So if I were playing, it would look like this. And based on what I have, I don't know if these were good choices, but this is what I'm putting out. You know what? Yep. Maybe I might do this. I'm going to put these cards out.
Okay.
And then, so everybody has a hand, in effect a poker hand, 5 cards, of which everybody can see 3. At this point, we all have a conversation to try to determine who would have the most points. Now, we're doing this knowing that we may have an idea whether we have the most points or not, but we're not sure because we don't know everybody else's hand.
cards, right?
But we're making an argument, like if I have a low hand,
Right.
I'm probably going to invite trying to let people think that I do have the highest hand. If I have a really high hand, I'm probably going to try to distract and get them to try to pick somebody else. Once it's determined, so there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of arguing. Playing with siblings is great because they can read each other's faces. Like there's a
I
lot
know
of
you're
like it's
lying.
really hard to bluff. It's fun. When everybody has determined that the conversation is done, everybody votes by placing it on the person's overseer, which I haven't even got to yet, at the same time.
Okay.
At that point, the person who has been voted as being the person with the highest hand has one of two choices. They can say, yes, I do have the highest hand, or no, I don't.
Oh, so you don't even have to
Still
be...
don't know if you do or you don't.
Okay.
May have a pretty good idea, but not for sure. If you say, yes, I do have the highest hand, you have to get rid of two of your cards, but you get to pick. So in this case, I would pick the greed, which is a negative 2 points to my hand,
Okay.
and the hope, which I don't have any, so it's 0. So I actually benefit
From saying,
that.
even if you had the lowest hand, you may have
So,
changed
right.
your position.
And now my final hand is worth the 6, 3, 4, so 13 points, which it actually would have been less than that. It would have been negative 2.
Because you would have had the greed.
Right. So that actually benefited me by saying yes.
Okay.
Or I can say, no, I don't have the highest hand. But then if I turn over, if I'm correct, I can go into the discard pile and pick one more card. So I'd be like, ooh, I'm going to pick that. Now I have 6 additional points.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, however, I have to get rid of the 2 cards that are worth the most points to me,
Okay.
which would be these 2.
Right.
And now I have exactly 1 point, 3 minus 2. Everybody scores. Everybody else just scores whatever they have.
Okay.
And then we do the next round. There's 3 rounds to the game.
Okay.
So the swing there was I could have had a potential of, if I had played it right, I would have had
You'd have taken away the...
4, 10, 17,
Right.
down to potentially just only 1 point.
That's a really big swing.
It is, and it's all based on how good your bluffing skills are. Right. So it's 3 rounds. The one additional thing that I'd like to point out is that you are an overseer, which means you have a card, and it's in the very Art Nouveau style. All the art it's pretty and very ornate, and they each have their own special ability. When that comes into effect is actually shown on the card right here. So each of the overseer characters has an ability that comes into play at different times.
And that's where, so this character right here, Ning, is 4, so you're going to have, this is when your ability is going to take into,
go into play.
that's what I'm looking for.
And it depends. So some of them are, like for one character, you can hide an additional card, so you only have 2 showing and 3 face down. Another character, their hopes score additional points.
Okay.
They're very hopeful, so they have additional points for any hope that they have. So you're also factoring in that. So it's not that hard. The one part being the yes or no, being the one tricky part, but really not. Once you play around, it's very easy. The real challenge is you start playing, and because you can count the card, you know how many of everything there is in the deck.
Right.
So you know there's only 3 anger.
So
you
if
know
I see
there's
3
only
anger,
right.
I can make an informed decision.
Right,
If
and you're passing and you're drafting, you're seeing them go. So you're trying to keep track of what you see come around and read everybody and try to push, because you're assuming, you know what? I saw a hope come around. I didn't take it, but I see you have 1 showing, and I know there's at least another one came on, so at least 2 is around.
You've got it to make
You
that
probably
pair.
have the second. I don't have the second one. I never saw that second one. There was somebody between us. I'm pretty sure they took it thinking that they were hoping that hope would come, a second one would come to them. Yeah, I think you're full of it. I think you have it. So there's a lot of that. That is, in effect, what makes the game interesting, is the human interaction.
It's very cool.
Thanks.
So what about the coins here that I see on the table?
Oh, these are your points. So these are showing because there's 3
Okay.
rounds. So depending on what you got, so if I had the 17, I would have a 10, a 5, and 2 1s. And the tricky part about this is then I would flip them over, and they all look the same on the other side, so that you can't really keep track of everybody's score from round to round.
That is interesting.
And then you score it at the very end. Whoever has the most points wins. So that's overseers.
So it's not even who has won the most amount of the 3 rounds. It's truly who has won and who's gotten the most points, gotten the most points out of it.
Right, but it's really hard to keep track of that so that you can't mid-game be like, you know what, so-and-so, it's a runaway, let's give up. You're
Right.
not sure.
There's no kingmaker.
Correct.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So this, you said it, obviously it's a new game to me.
Yeah.
But it's not a new game.
Nope.
So this is a game that's currently available for retail?
It's absolutely out in retail.
Excellent. So what is the price point for the game?
It is $25.
Very cool. I like it.
So this is my one show because, you know, I know it's getting later in the day and Mr. Fantastic took a lot of my time. So we're going to wrap it up with that.
That works. Anything else that you want to touch on?
Well, we have, let's see, we talked, you've seen everything except for Mystery, which is our game that's going to Kickstarter. So you will see that probably Gen Con time, I'm thinking, maybe.
Okay. What is Mystery?
So that's an asymmetrical card game that we have coming out that's based on a horror comic. So
Okay.
the one player is the hero,
Okay.
the many are villains.
Okay.
And the villains are kind of superpowered, like aliens and demons and like a lot of horror tropes.
Okay.
The heroes are more everyman, like your regular woman, man off the street who are just trying to do the best they can to stop the mass carnage from happening. So there's no real, in a true horror sense, they can mitigate damage. They never defeat the villains.
Okay.
So your one person who's who's playing the heroes is trying to last the 6 rounds of the game.
Okay.
The villains are trying to make their own individual win conditions that stop the game before the round 6 ends.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, and it's super fun. Like, for example, I didn't bring any of the cards. I'll bring it next time, I promise. It's super fun though because you have like the villains spend greed.
Okay.
Whatever they spend in greed, you flip those cards and there's hope. So the more a villain does, the more hope then that the heroes
hero
get
has?
the hero has to use.
So it's not it's not exactly all these villains versus one hero. It's kind of the villains against the
No.
game and the hero trying to last the rounds.
Right. They're more
Okay.
against each other, if anything.
Really? Okay.
And ganging up. So like if you see, okay, so you have Thelma Lishkin is one of the characters. She is a sociopath.
Okay.
She also happens to be the CEO of the biggest corporation in the world.
Okay.
And so her killing sprees kind of get swept under the rug because, you know, they own the media, they own everything. So but she is a sociopath, so her win condition is to get a certain level of kill count.
Okay.
The other villains might try to move innocents out of the way, which seems benevolent, but they're just trying to get them out of the way of her path so that she can't kill them, so that she can't get her win.
Can't get her kill count.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's really
versus William, who's the head of security at the corporation. He's just trying to recruit officers to work for him so that unbeknownst to them, they are actually working on behalf of evil. That's his thing. And it's all reflective of Tales of Mystery and The Nightmare World, which are the 2 comic book series by Joe Manning.
Oh, okay.
So
Very cool.
so you can get the comics and read them, and then when you play the game, you see that
Have
it's
a little bit more
right.
into the theme, a little bit more investment. That's
And
really
we
cool.
got most of the artists who work on the comics are creating new art for the game. So it's all new
Oh,
art,
that's cool.
but done by the original artists.
Very, very cool. All right. Well, Julie, thank you so much for swinging by and showing me Overseers and telling me all about the mystery, which you've promised to bring me the cards for next time.
I will. And I'm so excited. I haven't talked to you. We haven't been in the same, like, it's been forever.
It really has been.
Like, this has been amazing. Much love to Matt and Josh, but
It was
my
almost
girl.
as amazing as the car ride last night.
It
It was a
was-
pretty fantastic car
the
ride.
car ride was amazing.
It was a pretty amazing car ride.
It was unique.
If anybody has pins, I have a collection that needs adding to.
Yep.
Lots of pins.
Yep. That we paid in pins.
I paid
We
for my ride
paid
in
for the ride
pins.
in pins. True story.
We did. I know you've been in the booth
Yep.
all day.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yep.
Have you gotten a chance to see anything else that's on the floor?
No. I would love to tell you about something that I saw that I really enjoyed, but we
It's
were in the
not.
booth the whole day. Yeah. Yeah.
How is convention going for you?
It's I've been in the booth all day. It's been super busy.
I mean, that's good,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's been
That's
really
what you
good.
want.
Yep. No, we had a good time. Played a lot of folklore and a lot of barbarians.
What has been the general feedback for Barbarians? I mean, that's not that new game. I'm getting that. You know what's happening? I'm getting that one confused with. You just said the name of the bear game again.
Barbarians.
No, is that the one I played? Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm terrible. Okay, so then yes,
I
we're
don't know
going
what you're
back.
even talking about anymore.
I know what I'm talking about, but it's not.
It hasn't
Doesn't
come
make
out yet.
sense.
It comes out to retail on July 25th.
So, but you've been playing it in the booth.
But we've been playing it in the booth.
Okay, so then back to my original question before I went on my wrong tangent.
Yeah.
What has been the general feedback from the players that have come
Oh,
and
they
tried
love
out
it.
the game?
They love it.
Okay.
And I've been trying to stay away because I'm biased,
Love it.
obviously. But like, yeah, it's cute art, so it draws people in. But then when you play, you realize that while it's fun and
Yes.
light, but there's more to it than
Yeah.
just a little like kids game. And
Yes.
even though it has that kind of feel with the
Cutie,
cute, yeah.
artsy, bright colors.
So people, yeah, I get a lot of, oh my God, it's so cute, and then they're playing it, they're like, oh no, there's stuff to do here. So there's a lot of that. Everybody's taking my flags. I don't want. No, they're mine. It's my glory. Give me back my honey. Take it back. Yeah. It's like that. It's just like that. Like every time.
This is a super cute game.
Thanks.
I had a lot of fun playing it. We were really happy to have Walter come on stream and come play it with us. Was not happy that I didn't win, but
Wait, who won when we played? Was it you?
why did you
It
let
was
him
Josh.
win?
Josh and I came down to the last. That's right. I cut his turn, and I thought I'd won, but I cut his turn, and he actually won. Yeah.
Matt won? We played 2 rounds. Who won in like 2 moves? That was Matt.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you didn't win. That's fine.
I found it funny because you just sat down. We all just started rolling and moving things like little old ladies. Like there wasn't even any conversation. It was just like we
Really?
just like started like they knew the mechanics.
Like bridge night?
Yeah. It was totally like that. It was like this is weird. This is a little odd, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. We're done.
We're done.
We're done here. It's over.
I'll see you tonight.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah. We have to talk about that.
Okay.
Like how am I we're sharing a room. We're at a convention, well, not a room, Airbnb.
A whole freaking apartment.
A whole, yeah, but I don't know where it is. So that's going to be exciting. So good luck, us.
I'll get you there.
Let's
Lee, it's always
wrap
a
it up.
pleasure
It's time to go.
have you on stream. Thank you so much.
Yeah.